Thank you very much to EA for sponsoring this video. On today's episode of I'm Completely Useless at Apex Legends, I make some new friends.
You are my bro. You are my bro.
Oh, you are Muslim?
I get downed in the dumbest way possible. And my name's Ragtag, the greatest gutter tier gamer on the face of this earth, and today we chased a win in Season 18 as Revenant, checking out his new rework, which is absolutely awesome, but unfortunately there is a skill check involved with the tactical.
No escaping me.
My journey to getting a singular win in Apex Legends was marred by the frightening reality that apparently everyone has gotten better at this game except me. A fact that would haunt me throughout my solo queue games because I was expecting this. But instead got this. Which ended up with Pathfinder grabbing my banner, then deciding that he wanted to take a shot at the title. Two sniper rifles? What was this? Solar array? Another team had landed here and I needed weapons quick or I'd be bringing a scythe to a gunfight. Clearly that rampage was malfunctioning, so I went for something more reliable, a boomstick. Help, maybe? I've got you, brother. Ow, maybe. Our first battle was over, and I needed to prove to Fuse that I wasn't a shaky, shivery, sheepish teammate, but a warrior ready for a ferocious battle. So I vowed that on the next fight, I'd throw myself in the thick of it, and we didn't have to wait long because an enemy team piloted a Trident from outer space right on our heads. Those enemies had brought us a chariot to thunder towards our next destination, and our confidence grew with me as the kill leader. 9 squads left, we might actually do this. And in this moment, I went from fighter to flighter. Good luck, team, I'm out. Bloodhound was alone and their only chance was a gutter tier miracle. Which was only applicable when we were 2v3. And now this game was starting to feel like a test I did not study for. Way to tell this story would be to put my bad games first, then get better as things go along to finally get a win, but that would require someone who cares about storycraft, because the truth of the matter was that my pain and suffering had only just begun. At least I found some new friends to share it with though, for as we landed on the cage, I assumed we'd already thrown our lives away, but fate would grant us weapons before an enemy team could put that to the test.
Not there!
They came from above and I'd be late to this party, but these enemies had their eyes fixed on my squad mates.
One. No. في واحد لوك في واحد كان جنبي ساعدني جي
wasn't over, and a daring rescue was our only chance of victory.
الله ما أحسب. يلا ابلع.
A dark blood rage took me, and revenge would be mine.
كان لقلك صاحبنا بلا.
لا ما شاء الله يا رب.
عيب. وياك نفسك.
كثير هجم عليك كثير.
اوف اوف
Every day I remind myself that today is not my day, but my teammates disagreed and invited me for another shot at a glorious triumphant win. Now in containment you'll find your glory, but the other thing was gonna be a lot harder than I thought.
Where are you from, bro? لا لا عيب يا صاحبنا. Okay, I am there. Can you just help me? Can you help me, my friendo? My friendo, can you help me? Yeah, can you? My friendo.
Look guys, I thought it was the Pathfinder asking for help, and that's the story I'm sticking with, alright? And don't tell me that the lifeline should have been revived first anyway because of the one-touch passive. I know I'm trash.
It's drink.
Fortunately, my teammates were glowing with gratitude for my seemingly dominant start. If only they knew that a gust of wind could have done as much damage to my 3 victims as I did. But containment is one of the zones in Kings Canyon where gunfire is like playing on the main stage of a large festival, and our band was about to open with songs about "We saw you before you saw us."
Let the smoke.
Yes, yep.
Forward. There is someone, but I need to loot. The loot is the best thing in the world. So, the loot is the... يعني يا bro, I love talking to someone that love athletes.
Not sure, but I think my new friend wanted to discuss how magnificent I looked as Revenant. But now definitely wasn't the time for casual chit-chat.
What do you like, football or athletes? That's the thing that...
While Lifeline had clearly stopped caring about the looming danger, with Pathfinder down, the two of us still had to fend off a vicious assault by ourselves.
Okay, don't worry. The friend, أيوة. My friend. Can you revive me? Too many, yeah, bro. Can you revive me, bro, or no?
ما شاء الله.
You are my bro.
Oh, you are Muslim?
Pulling off a resurrection here would get us back on the map and give us a chance to make it to the end game.
They will kill me. Please help me.
I guess we should focus on whether or not I'd make it to the halfway marker.
Okay, GG.
A lot of the time I feel sad for no reason about getting destroyed in Apex Legends. Then I remember some of the reasons. You know, memories of ignored energy ammo plaguing my thoughts for hours as I realised that that one mistake cost us everything, as I'd have been able to easily finish my opponent. Okay, guess that's another friendship over, and off I went to discover if there were any limits to my foolishness. By the way, I'd just like to take a moment to say that this is my favourite heirloom animation of all time, and I wish I was recording the moment I did it mid-game before getting headshot by a longbow from 2 miles away, but this will have to suffice. Take that, Skull! As we dove towards the crashed spaceship at almost terminal velocity, RNG loot dice rolled in my favour, granting me the confidence to try the rampage one more time after it failed me so horribly in Olympus. for it in 2023. How did that foozling scoundrel get up there? Let us never speak of this again. With survival from the first battle becoming something I could rely on. Anyway, I fancied a return to containment. The need to conquer that zone was strong, but was also about to be put on hold. Now wasn't the moment to pull out a chopping board, Revenant. There is a time and a place. Pathfinder on the floor, enemies desperate to finish us off. The rampage had to dissuade them or it was all over. Like sweet music, the sounds of a third party was as if our battle horn blew itself and we charged. Totally skilled and surgical dismantling of those teams. Ballistic spied fresh meat and our containment plans were once again put on hold as a singular player was about to receive a 3v1 smackdown. That is, until his teammates flew in. As far as I'm concerned, I put the ace in disgrace. How did I not see a crouching Watson hidden flatline, you may ask? She was practically invisible, guys. What are you even talking about? Nobody could have seen her there. No one! For the first time in, well, this season, it looked as if I'd battled the final few squads as finally we'd reached the end game.
Saw someone over here.
Only 2 other squads, we might actually pull this off, but it wouldn't be done from that building. We had to gatekeep the ring and I could only hope my teammates would eventually agree. The ring was about to close and our position was perfect, which of course means it's time for me to miss every shot. Octane escaping the ragtag ring trap was unacceptable, so I gave chase. Apparently, most of my kills in this game would come from tagging people trapped by the ring, and I'm fine with that. I don't care! One last team. All I had to do was lead my pursuer into the arms of my teammate. I reached my lowest point as the realization dawned on me that this wasn't a lobby full of pro players. These enemies were just like me. Before, I couldn't beat my betters, now I couldn't beat my equals. Perhaps it was time to relinquish the Gutter tier title and return to the sewers. I had 1 game left in me, and if it wasn't a win, I'd become a caustic main. Energy Depot in Olympus has been my favourite drop spot for a while now, and it often brings me bad luck, but it never fails to deliver a good time, especially when it begins with us playing that popular family game called Hunt Down Bangalore and send her to the afterlife before she can reach her teammates. for another game. How many shots will it take for me to hit my target? Ready? Go!
Contact with enemy.
Needless to say, I was done with the G7 Scout for now and swapped it out for the trusty car SMG before sending the signal to my teammates that I wasn't messing around because it was time for the adrenaline-fueled action by hurling ourselves towards the next battle. Okay guys, look, we've all done it. Haha, yeah, very funny. Let's just move on! Hold on, Octane, I'm coming.
Watch out for the kill.
The resurrection would have to wait as a Loba lingered in the gardens. Okay, yes, hold on, we haven't forgotten. But Loba had teammates who hadn't forgotten about her either, and the tables turned.
Got some
Taking damage, friend. Finally. I have been contacted.
broken enemy shield. Down one.
Go! No weapon! And yet, I still don't trust myself to finish the job.
Suit sealed.
Then came the moment that I find myself in more often than I should.
I have been down.
As if there was ever any doubt. Alas, our recovery time meant taking some major damage, and despite getting our team back together, we were in no fit state to fight if we emerged on the other side of the ring with enemy squads waiting, which of course is exactly what happened. However, escaping through Hammond Labs unnoticed was our best shot at getting to the next zone safely. Low ammo? Don't worry, pal, we don't have to fight just yet anyway. Well...
Someone's good. Reloading.
Teams behind, teams in front. Yes, I cancelled the shield battery deliberately as I thought Loba was landing my head, so shush! Once again, the stinging ring seared my circuits, and somehow we found ourselves down to the last two squads again. There was no more room for gutteteer moments, no more time for imperfect battle strategies. To win, I had to evolve.
It's time for spotting
That Sentinel user had to pay. I couldn't let them snipe away at the edge of the ring. My teammates would have to hold the fort. They'd be fine.
Out of shotgun ammo.
Okay, they weren't fine. Now I was where I never wanted to be, with the fate of this entire game resting on my skillless shoulders.
Help.
sliced.
In came the ring, and I had to make a break for it.
No escape. Better is
Then I made a decision that changed everything. Take that, low HP enemy who probably swapped out an empty body armor because I sure didn't crack those shields, but who cares? Winning a game after one of my toughest starts to a season ever was super satisfying, and I'm back on track now. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to EA for sponsoring today's video. I know I've been gone a while, but I'm more or less back now, guys. Well, a bit less than more, but still back. So I'll catch you on the next one. Later.